Hello YouTubers. It's been a while since my last video. I'll share with you that I am a real estate and mortgage broker, and fortunately for me, I've been pretty busy these last few months, and so I gotta take care of what pays the bills, right? So, and unfortunately it's not YouTube yet, but so anyhow, I've been really busy, but as we get into the holidays, real estate and lending tend to slow down. So here I am. And so what I'm going to share with you today is the scores that I've found in the last 6 weeks or so from, out there looking for records. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is a score that I got from Amoeba Music. And so little plug for Amoeba. Their records are kind of pricey though, but they're in Hollywood, California, and you can find some pretty decent deals there. And I think they have 3 stores, and I know they have one in San Francisco, and I know they have one in Hollywood, but I don't know where the third one is. But I went to the one in Hollywood, and the main reason I went there was because I went to go see Duran Duran and Roger Niles from Chic at the Hollywood Bowl, and these guys were there, and they were selling certificates, and you could buy $20 worth of music for $10, and then they also gave you a $5 coupon. And so so I bought a couple of them, and I went in there to see what I could get. So the first thing I got was I didn't really find anything on the used side, but I did get Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti. It's an album that I've wanted since I was a teenager. It's a pricey album, but because I had the free money from buying those certificates, I purchased it. And in my opinion, it's probably one of my top 2 Led Zeppelin albums. I don't know how you could really pick a favorite, I guess. Of the 5-6 albums that they did put out, they're all great albums front to back. So, but I got Physical Graffiti, and I also got some sleeve covers, protectors, as you will. Because you're going to buy a new album, or you're going to spend good money on an album that's, in mint condition. You want to protect those sleeves. So anyhow, I got this record. The other album I got there was a 12-inch single from a 80s band called King, and their big hit was called Love and Pride. And then they had a couple small hits, or a couple of hits, and this was one of them. And as I stated in a previous video I did on albums, I won't pop for an album that only has a couple of good songs on it. I'll just buy the 12-inch singles if they're available. If not, I just listen to it on my Apple Tunes. So anyhow, I did buy this one. It's a great 12-inch single of Love and Pride. You got a couple of different versions of the song. And so that's what I got at Amoeba. Okay. The next score I got at a thrift store, and I was really surprised to find this one. Gordon Lightfoot, his big hit, I believe, is If You Could Read My Mind. And then I believe there's quite a few. Anybody that knows who Gordon Lightfoot is, he has quite a few hits, but that's probably like his biggest hit. It's been remade by quite a few people. I think they've even done like some disco versions of it. But anyway, I found Summertime Dream at a thrift store with the Music Plus sticker on it for $7.99, sealed. So I haven't even opened it, but for 99 cents, man. And this is a legitimate 1976 copy. There's no barcode on it. Well, like I said, it has the Music Plus. That ought to tell you right there. They haven't been in business for a long time. Anyhow, 99 cents. What a score. Okay. And I love Gordon Lightfoot, so it's even much bigger of a score. The next score that I have, and I think this is a really good score. Linda Ronstadt, Greatest Hits, both volumes. And I got both of these for 20 bucks, okay? And I got them on eBay, and I just shot somebody an offer, and they took it. And so this basically has, you know, except for the Spanish stuff, pretty much everything you could probably want from Linda Ronstadt, right? And, you know, she's been diagnosed with the illness that, you know, anybody that follows her knows, and so she's not performing anymore. But man, there's such a history here in these two albums. You know, there's stuff on here from when she was with the Stone Ponies, and you know, I don't know, there's just so much history here. It goes all the way back to, you know, the Sunset Strip, when she was, you know, with the Eagles and those clubs there, and Jackson Browne. So it's just a lot of good music here. And, you know, like I said, for the 20 bucks, and they're in mint condition, what a score. Can't do better than that. Another thing, I actually found this on the floor of a thrift store, but it's the insert from Rod Stewart's album, Footloose and Fancy Free. And while I don't have the album, they basically let me take this pretty much. But there's a lot of great artwork here, and it's for pretty much, there's artwork for every song. And so there's some really neat prints in here. And, you know, as you can see to the left here, I like to frame music prints. I have some really neat stuff. I'm going to do a video on that. I'll probably call it like the art of music or something like that. And just to share with you some of the neat prints that I've got and I've framed. And I tell you, the way I do them, they pretty much go in any room in the house. But those two right there, they're two Natalie Merchant promotional prints from Ophelia. And I basically got those and redid the frames and matted them and framed them. And so anyhow, and I'm thinking possibly to do that with this thing. Get a lot of neat little prints out here. And I do resell some of them, but most of the time I just fall in love with the stuff and you know, I'll give it to friends or whatnot. But anyway, enough of that. Okay, so the next place I went to was a shop down in Orange County, down at the Circle, and I found this rare print, Bus Stop of the Hollies, the group The Hollies, and it's an original red vinyl Japanese print. And I gotta tell you, this thing is in mint condition. It plays awesome, and I love the Hollies. And I want to say I paid, I think, 10 bucks for this one. So it was a really good deal on it. And that seller in that booth, his prices were just amazing. And so I got that one. Let's see, what's the next one I got here from that same thrift shop? Okay, so this is from a group called the Wonder Band, and I got this there too. And I think I paid $6 for this. In fact, I'm positive I paid $6 for it. So what it is, it's a disco version of Led Zeppelin's Whole Lotta Love. And there's like an instrumental version of it, but they did a really good job of you know, some of you probably kill me for saying that, but they did a really good job with that song and making it a disco song. And they didn't really deviate, it's hard to imagine, they didn't really deviate too far from, other than that it's disco, you know, from the Led Zeppelin version. It was pretty impressive. And it says that it's rare. I bought into it. I don't know really how rare it is. I'd never seen or even heard of it before, so I imagine it's gotta be pretty rare. and it's in great condition. And so I'm really happy to add this to my record collection. The next thing I got from that shop in the circle was Queen. Their original release, their debut release, and it's a Japanese print from 1973, and it's in mint condition. I paid $20 for this one, and I thought it was worth every single penny. I would have paid more for it, to be honest. And I was really just amazed that the guy had it at that price. And actually, when I went to pay for it, like, it's one of those stores that has, like, people rent a booth, and they were pretty surprised. But they did say, like, they're like, man, that seller is so reasonable with his records, and this is proof. But it's there's no barcodes on it. It's an original 1973 print. And it actually even has the yen price in there. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, Queen's debut album. The next thing I got from that same seller was the Eagles' Greatest Hits. And 1971, I think, through 1975. And a lot of good hits here in those 4 years. So anyhow, 1995, these guys go back to the Linda Ronstadt days. A lot of good musicians have been through this group, and I just love the Eagles. And so there you go. Okay, what else we got here for you? Let's see, we'll go with this one. Tom Jones. Tom Jones live at the Talk of the Town. I love Tom Jones. I used to watch him on TV all the time when I was a kid. My grandmother used to make sure I stayed with my grandmother when we were little, and she used to watch this guy all the time when he had his TV show. And as I got older, I understood why, man. This guy was a sexy dude. And I guess, you know, even grandma thought so. But anyhow, I was able to see him about 3 weeks ago in Los Angeles. And I gotta tell you, man, Tom Jones has such a powerful voice, and he's a very talented musician. I think some of you have seen him just, if you watched him on The Voice with Jennifer Hudson, who also has one of the best voices out there. Those two sing duets together, and man, this guy's voice is just amazing. It still is. Unfortunately, Tom Jones is in need of a hip replacement, so he sat down the whole time, but the video footage, you know, on the stage was just awesome. His band was amazing. The stories that he told of back in his Elvis Presley days, and some of the acts he came across, like Chuck Berry. In Vegas, he tells a story where he's watching Chuck Berry play after a show in Vegas with Elvis, and Elvis tells him that he points to the stage and he says, that's the real king of rock and roll right there. I thought that was pretty awesome. And so, man, and this live album is just, it's amazing. I'm a Tom Jones fan, and so this one's for you, Grandma. Okay, that's last but not least, James Taylor, Greatest Hits. I got this for $15, man. It's in mint condition, and there's just so much good music on here, and man, I just love James Taylor. He's on my bucket list of people that I want to see. I really want to hear, you know, some of the stories. Like a lot of these older guys, when you go see them, they'll tell like stories of when they came up through the music business and just the interactions they had with a lot of the other famous musicians. And so, you know, James Taylor was originally signed by Apple Records, the Beatles. And and he actually lived next door, in the building next door to John Lennon in New York. And he actually had contact with the guy that shot John Lennon and I can't remember the guy's name, but is it even worth remembering, to be honest? Anyhow, but he says in an interview that he heard when he was on the phone talking to somebody in California talking about how crazy the world is, and he said, you know what? And right now, I just heard the police shooting somebody outside. Later, he found out that it was, you know, John Lennon being assassinated. So, I mean, that's not a great story, but it's kind of an amazing story to hear. It's a history of music, but yeah, he was signed by the Beatles, but and you know, he went on to marry Carly Simon, and they made some good songs together. And anyhow, great guy. He's on my James Taylor. He's one of my all-time favorites. I always feel great when I'm listening to him, and so yeah. So that's it, guys. That's what I've scored. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Comment down below on, you know, some of the scores that you may have come across recently. As I stated in my earlier video on collecting vinyl, I do believe as the economy tightens up that you're going to be able to get some really good deals on vinyl, because these are like little, you know, luxuries that people aren't just going to be able to afford. And I would even venture to say there's a lot of people who bought recklessly with their stimulus money that are probably going to unload these things, and you'll find some really good deals. I'm seeing them out there. I'm sure you will too. You just got to be a little bit patient, and you got to look for it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. It's raining cats and dogs here in sunny California. So so much for it never rains in California, right? It pours. Those of you who know that song will know what I just did there. But anyhow, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. God bless.